As most of you know, or at least almost 50 of you know, I've been spending a lot of time over the past few weeks getting to meet you, listen to your stories, asking what you want more of in the future. And one thing I hear over and over again is we want to honor our families who are already with us. We want other families to feel welcome coming through our doors. We want people out there in the community who are searching for liberal religious exploration for their kids to come here and find a home. So when Beth, our director of children's exploration that you just saw up here, she said, hey, what about blessing our children this fall as they go back not only to our classes here, but their classes in school? And because all of you had told me how important this was to you, I didn't even think twice. I just said, yes, let's do it. So we spent a little time thinking about how we wanted to do that on your behalf, and I hope we met that this morning. So as late summer rolls in for our children, they have a lot to think about. Will their friends be on their sports team? What's it like to go back to a classroom when their best friend moved away last year? What will a new teacher be like? What will other students be like? Will the wildfire smoke keep them from doing the things they want to do? Can they manage homework, caring for pets, and other activities? How will middle school differ from elementary? Will there be time for bike rides and camping once school starts? And Unitarian Universalist children are often thinking about what climate change means in their lives. That's why Beth and I wanted to stop and pause and have our congregation give them blessings so they feel cared by our community while they're working through the answers to all those questions. So in your order of service, as I mentioned before, you're going to find a colored heart. So sometime between now and the offering, we'd like you to write something on there. And I'm going to talk about what blessings are. It can be something like, I wish for you to have fun when playing with friends. I wish for you more ease when dealing with your siblings. Or I hope you have time to ride bikes this fall. Don't get frustrated with the homework. You can do it. And if you're truly at a loss for words, just draw a big heart. I put a heart on one, I put words on the other. I had more time to do this week and think about it. You can sign your name or not. And over the next 3 weeks, Beth will pull a few of these hearts out every Sunday to read to our kids. So today I wanted to think about this idea of blessings, because what are they? Can we increase the amount of blessings we give each day to ourselves and to each other? And what does it feel like to give a blessing? I think it makes most of us nervous. And let's not stop with our children. What does it mean to give blessings to other adults or even a total stranger? I have been significantly drawn in by the music and poetry of singer and songwriter Carrie Newcomer. It was her poem that Jeannie Moe read earlier. Carrie Newcomer is a Quaker, but she's also married to a Unitarian Universalist. And I happened to be in a music writing workshop with her, and I had her sign one of my stoles, and I said, "You are a core piece of my learning in seminary." And it's because she finds the sacred and the profound in the other, in the every day. In the dirt, in the autumn leaves, and really in how we give to one another. She once wrote a poem about how the checkers at the grocery store, how all of our holiday items go through their hands. And are they blessing our food? What a part of they were in our holiday celebration. I was so inspired by this poem, I made a whole bunch of copies and I took them down to my local grocery store where I shop, and I gave them out to all the checkers. And they were quite touched by the words in the poem. It's the everyday blessing. So the poem from her trip to Africa, where she visited people who had so little, but they celebrated with all their being the blessing of the school and of the children in their community. Some of those children will get the education that will lift their families out of poverty. And she believes there's a relationship with having less, or at least having simplicity, being less distracted by all the ornamentation and trappings, so that we can really see the sacred in the everyday. The things that are basic to our survival, and the fact that our life here is a blessing, that we were given life on this earth. And what she also captures in that poem is how the generosity of the students, they give part of their lunch to the poorest of the poor who are beyond the fence. Unitarian Universalist minister Don Southworth writes quite a bit about blessings. He works from the core of Catholic theologian Henry Nouwen. I read a lot of Henry Nouwen in seminary and grew to love this Catholic a great deal. Nouwen says, to give someone a blessing is the most significant affirmation we can offer. It's more than a word of praise or appreciation. It's more than pointing out someone's talents or their good deeds. It's more than putting someone into the light. To give a blessing is to affirm and say yes to a person's belovedness. Southworth tells us that by saying yes to a person's belovedness is a blessing of thanks that we offer to those who have given the gift of their presence. The universal blessing of appreciation of someone's birth. The speaking out loud of the joy and the love we have for one another. These types of blessings may be important. For some, they are easy to give. And for the rest of us, for most of us, it takes practice. Even spiritual practice, perhaps. To remember every day and in every moment to look at someone's belovedness. The blessing does not need to be spoken. You can just hold it in your heart, an intention for that person. And if you're new, start there in the silence of your heart. And then challenge yourself to be more bold. Put it in a note. Say it out loud. Stick it in an email. You may have noticed that I sign my emails to each of you with various closing words. Sometimes it's in faith. Sometimes it's just thank you. And other times I say the word blessings. I'm selective about when I use blessings. I'm honoring your work, your contribution, your courage, and your mere presence. As I read your emails, I know how much you contribute to this community, to your families, to the greater community. And I want you to know that it is noticed and needed. Our Unitarian Universalist theology almost demands blessings of us because it talks about everyone's worth. So for me, giving blessings away is an important part of a spirit-filled and joyful life. It acknowledges that our mere presence together is a blessing. The fact that we even found each other. They're always relational. And the more that we love rather than judge ourselves and other people, the deeper and more joyful our existence is. We bless the children this morning because we care about their welfare, their happiness, and how they rise to meet life's challenges. And they are living in a very complex time. Before I move on to another dimension of blessings, I want to make sure those felt pens are traveling among you in case you don't have something to write with. We put them all in a basket, and I'm not sure where they traveled to. Jeannie's investigating. So another dimension of blessings is just saying thank you. I learned a wonderful phrase from Meister Eckhart. He writes, if the only prayer we say is thank you, that would suffice. Blessings are a way of saying thank you to a world, to creation, and to a higher power if you believe in that. It is to say thank you that we've been given this life, even with its struggles and its learning opportunities and its sorrows. Well, we can be grateful for our life and love life with all of our being. We really had nothing to do with arriving here. It was just something that was given to us. So let us be thankful for it every day, whether you believe in a higher purpose of that, or whether it was just biology that you arrived, or combinations of the two. Let us still be thankful that we are here. And as we become more thankful in our own lives, I think we naturally become more thankful to others. And this comes in affirmations, random or other acts of kindness, thanksgiving, and the love we pass on are all blessings. It would be a tragedy to keep all that to ourselves. Another Unitarian Universalist and also a Methodist minister, Reverend Rebecca Parker, has written a poem, Choose to Bless the World. And she tells us how to do this. She tells us how to bring ourselves into this space. She says the choice to bless the world is more than an act of will, a moving forward into the world with the intention to do good. It is an act of recognition, a confession of surprise, a grateful acknowledgement that in the midst of a broken world, unspeakable beauty and grace and mystery still abide. So, to help us in the practice of blessing, we need to discover and nurture mindfulness around the subject. For me, and especially since coming to Bozeman, it's my morning cup of coffee looking out to the east. And I give a blessing for a sunrise every morning. I say thank you for this beautiful day. Or perhaps it's writing some words of gratitude in a journal in the evening, or to a friend when you're on email or text. Maybe some of you actually pause to give thanks to the earth and the sun for bringing us our incredible bounty, especially this time of year. A thank you is a blessing, an acknowledgement of a relational gift that has been given to you. Someone, knowingly or unknowingly, has bestowed something upon you. So, as you work on those little hearts, blessings have words like, you can say, you are such a blessing, but they also have words like, I wish for you in dealing with, or I hope that you will have an easier time this coming week than all the challenges you had last week. For our kids, they can start with, may you have joy and happiness when you skateboard, ride your bike. I hope your new classroom is a friendly and inviting place, something that excites your mind. I wish for you to see beauty and wonder. I wish for you love and kindness everywhere you go. I'm not sure if take it easy on your parents is actually a blessing. But if it brings peace in the household, why not? May you all be kind to one another in your household. So remember, you'll have time to write on the hearts during the musical piece that Laurel is about to play, and during the meditation, which I'm going to have to be silent today. And remember, when you leave here, you are blessed, and you are capable of blessing.